Before we begin, I want to preface this video by saying that I don't believe 100% that this character has become a Mandalorian. I just think it's an interesting design change to Ahsoka Tano. Remember, animation is a bit different than live action. The designers aren't only picking out the costume designs and sizing them up, they're physically dressing the characters. I hope I didn't ruin too much of the video for you, but let's go ahead and move on. Mandalorians have a long tradition of accepting all races into their culture. Like our own history of Vikings, the Mandalorians were conquerors and explorers. The difference between Mandalorians and Vikings is that Mandalorians do not assimilate into the culture they conquer. Quite the opposite. But it isn't only those who are conquered that are accepted into the Mandalorians' warrior traditions and culture, but anyone who wishes to be a Mandalorian are welcome by their own free will. After all, Mandalorians weren't originally a human race anyway. They were a type of simians called the Taung. With them allowing so many to assimilate, there have been notable characters to join Mandalorians' ranks. Din Djarin wasn't a Mandalorian by birth, and Darth Maul even led a faction of Mandalorians while acting as the Mandalorian leader behind the scenes. But is there another that may have been overlooked? Today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all my Star Wars content. Now, let's jump right in. Now, Mandalorians have many symbols and shapes that are associated with them. There's the Mythosaur skull, which was made famous by Boba Fett's shoulder armor, and the Journeyman Protector's badge on Boba Fett's chest. There's also the Clan Vizsla symbol painted on the armor of many Death Watch members prior to Maul becoming their leader. But let's look around at other Mandalorian decor, art, and architecture. There's one shape that is recurrent. This shape is called the Iron Heart. If you don't know this shape, trust me, you do. It is the centerpiece of the Mandalorian's chest armor, otherwise known as the Mandalorian Diamond. The symmetrical six-sided diamond has a point at the top and at bottom, and equilateral lines on the sides. The design was first used by Mandalorian shock troopers around 738 BBY. It is now seen in everyday Mandalorian culture, art, armor, clothing, and even hairstyles. One famous person with this design in his hair was Prime Minister Almec. Is the shape ringing a bell now? Even though Maul led the Mandalorians, he never donned the symbol. However, there is another character in the Star Wars universe who has. Ahsoka Tano. But she's a Jedi. No. Let's go back a bit. Ahsoka Tano was the Padawan to Anakin Skywalker. She quickly became a brilliant leader in the Grand Army of the Republic and captured the hearts of Star Wars fans everywhere. Admittedly, after Season 2 of the Clone Wars. Before that, she was just annoying. Sorry, but you know it's true. Anyway, she was then framed for murder and conspiracy by her own friend Barriss Offee. Neither the Jedi Council nor the Republic believed her innocence and put Ahsoka on trial. She was about to be sentenced to death when her master, Anakin Skywalker, burst into the courtroom with evidence and a confession from Ahsoka's friend. This exonerated Ahsoka, and she was then taken to rejoin the Jedi Order, to which she declined. Going off on her own, we read the Ahsoka novel and begged for more of her story. Then we got Star Wars Rebels. But this didn't give us a picture of what she did directly after leaving the Jedi Order. Then the news came out. Season 7 of the Clone Wars. And we got just that. Ahsoka Tano. And she helped innocent civilians just as she was taught to by the Jedi. However, she still wasn't a Jedi. After she helped two sisters with some drama, she was approached by Bo-Katan Kryze, former member of Death Watch. Bo-Katan asked Ahsoka for help with ridding Mandalore of Maul, and she had his location. This was an opportunity Ahsoka couldn't pass up, yet she was going to need help. Ahsoka met with her old master Anakin Skywalker and his mentor Obi-Wan Kenobi. They threw some help at her in the form of a clone detachment, and she was successful at her mission. Maul was captured, and Mandalore was free from his tyranny. But hang on, back up. What's this? Ahsoka Tano's clothing seems different. This outfit seems a bit different than what she had been wearing for the 3 years we knew her prior, or even an episode prior. But look at the design. She has the Mandalorian diamond, or iron heart on her chest. Why? Well, if you know me, I have a theory. What does this mean? We are only shown a small snippet of what happened, and it seemed like just days that it took Bo-Katan and Ahsoka to reach Anakin and Obi-Wan. So now, we will need a story as to why she is wearing a Mandalorian symbol. I was researching this to see if anyone else had noticed it, and I only found one small article on it. The article states that it's clear that Bo-Katan gave Ahsoka clothes to wear. I have a couple issues with that statement. First, do we really think a Mandalorian would give Ahsoka a non-Mandalorian clothing with a sacred geometrical shape that is meant for a Mandalorian warrior? Second, there seemed to be nothing wrong with the outfit Ahsoka was wearing before. Sure, she looked like a mechanic, but it was obviously functional. The pride of Mandalorians is so much that civil wars were caused between Mandalorians because they wanted to prove who was more Mandalorian. Bo-Katan was involved with one of these civil wars and even helped plot the destruction of her own sister. Now, let's throw in the mix that Mandalorians had no love for Jedi, or any Force user for that matter. So it makes no sense to me that Ahsoka was given clothing with something as prideful as the Iron Heart symbol. Not for no reason, at least. But before I go into my thought about that, let's go to another article of Ahsoka's new attire. Her headband, on top of her forehead. But, Star Wars fanatic, she always wore a headband. You are correct. And her original headband was that of her culture. Her headband was significant to the Togruta, the race Ahsoka belongs to. She had to earn that headband. But let's look at the new one a little bit closer. Yep, it matches the one Bo-Katan wears. Now, I'm sure someone will say that Ahsoka is allowed to change her clothes, and you're right. But how many Star Wars characters have changed their outfits? A few, but not many. Obi-Wan and Anakin wore the same outfits all the way through the Clone Wars. Leia even mocked Han for wearing the same jacket. But yes, Ahsoka can be different and change her clothes. This isn't the first time she's done so. But it is odd that she would remove her cultural headband and replace it with a headband matching a Mandalorian's. Not to mention, her clothes have the Iron Heart Mandalorian symbol. But is that enough to base my theory off of? Maybe. But there is one more thing. I understand capturing Maul could help end the Clone Wars and reveal the Master Sith behind it all. But Ahsoka is very adamant about ridding Maul from Mandalore and helping the Mandalorians. Not just capturing Maul, but getting mad at the Republic for not wanting to assist in the liberation of Mandalore, a world that has autonomy and is out of the jurisdiction of the Republic. Obi-Wan even admits that getting involved with Mandalorian affairs will break the treaty the Republic has had with Mandalore. So let's ask the question, why is Ahsoka wearing Mandalorian clothing, the Mandalorian headband, and so willing to help the Mandalorian people? Now, it's time to curse at me and get mad at me. I'm sure I'll get a lot of nasty comments on this one, but I don't mind. I enjoy interacting. Okay, with that warning out of the way, here's my theory. In order for Ahsoka Tano to get involved with Mandalorian affairs herself, she had to become one of them. It took a lot for Bo-Katan to ask for outside help, especially that of a former Jedi. But Tar Vizsla was the only Mandalorian accepted into the Jedi Order, until he renounced that and led the Mandalorian people to unity. Much like Ahsoka, she renounced the Jedi Order because it wasn't helping people rather than fighting a war it didn't belong in. But Bo-Katan wouldn't be able to get her Night Owls on board if Ahsoka was an Arueti, or non-Mandalorian. Essentially, Ahsoka took the creed to help them. Now, she feels connected to the people in their honor and feels she is obligated to help when she is called upon. Part of the Rezulnari. Look, I could be completely wrong about this, and I'm fine with that. I would say this is more of a what-if scenario, but there are too many clues pointing to it. She gave up her tribal headband and replaced it with that of a Mandalorian's. That's huge. The Akul teeth on her tribal headband was a mark of honor because that means she single-handedly killed one of the predators on her home world. Not to mention, she lost the Akul teeth and gained the Iron Heart. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe she did just change her clothes. And if you haven't done so yet, go on and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all my Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano, and general Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, hit the like button to show your love for the hard work I put into each video and share the video with some Star Wars friends. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.